I apologize for being a few minutes late. You have to understand we've been busy. We've searched throughout the night and we continue to search. We're expanding our area, searching everywhere possible. I understand you have some questions.
Has there been any trace of Noah at all in the woods?
I'm not responding to that.
Has Child Protective Services been called?
No, ma'am, there's no need to call Child Protective Services.
Are any federal agencies involved at this point?
The FBI has been on scene since early on.
For what reason?
Just for assistance.
We actually, TBI and the FBI in West Tennessee, actually, when something happens, we all work together, so therefore, when the call goes out, everybody responds and continue to work to the finish of it.
Is there any type of criminal investigation going
No,
on?
ma'am.
Would you describe the family's demeanor as cooperative?
Yes, sir, very much so.
At what point does it stop being a search and rescue operation?
Well, we're not going to decide that. We have faith that we're rescuing. We're going to keep that faith.
And whether there's any trace of Noah in the woods, you can't say yes or no.
No, ma'am.
How long can a small child survive out in the woods?
I can't answer that. You know, again, that goes back to your faith. There's a lot of factors that fall into that. And, you know, when you talk about how long can he survive, like I said, faith.
A lot of people... I'm sorry, go ahead, Keith.
What about the alternating between law enforcement and volunteers? Will you plan to keep that going with the searches?
Well, yes, sir. As long as we will. We have several agencies. We've had hundreds done.
Yeah, we've had 200 to 300 agencies involved, volunteers, and the volunteers have been everywhere law enforcement can, and we'll continue to do that because we're looking for eyes. In a wooded area, you can walk right over somebody, and that happens all the time. You know, you may not see them. Take somebody else to walk in and just by chance see.
And this press conference, what was the reason for calling it? Is there anything you all are needing from people, the media?
We didn't call it. I mean,
y'all called us.
Y'all called us.
A lot of people are asking, when was the last time anyone outside the family saw Noah before Thursday? That's what I'm getting from a lot of people right now on social media.
That's not for us to discuss. You know, that's part of the operation. But lots of people have been interviewed, and they will continue other people to be interviewed just to have ideas.
A lot of people are asking about sinkholes. Is there a way that you guys are clearing those and searching those and making sure?
We've cleared the entire area, including sinkholes and
We've got
water.
cameras.
We've got cameras.
Another set that was brought in. There are some other equipment that's been brought in to look at some other areas. It's a possibility, but sinkholes, it's hard. We find new sinkholes all the time. This is a bad area.
Explain to us how the dogs work. Some people say that with all the scents and the trails that are there, others say the dogs can pick up on the scent that you give them. How do the dogs work?
Well, we're not dog handlers, but they each dog has been different. We've cleared the area for some dogs to search, and some handlers say their dog will search around people. So,
What's been the biggest challenge about the search?
challenge about the search itself, just the terrain, I would imagine.
That, and then of course managing the people that come in, because even law enforcement officers, we've had teams from all over in other states that come in, and it's just getting them to understand and give us time because you can't just rush everybody in. And we've had what we call renegade teams that would come in from another area. We would ask them not to go anywhere. They would sign up, and then they would end up going to the back of the property, and other people's property had nothing to do with it. And then we ended up with some of them getting lost, and then they were coming in, and we had to pull resources to find people who were missing. And so that's the reason we asked the public, just bear with us, because lots of resources have been wasted just because, people wanted to do things on their own, and then they got lost. And Highway Patrol, all the Jackson PD, and all the ones with the different helicopters, we've had military helicopters in, and so...
We've had military personnel on foot.
At this point, are you all considering this still a search and rescue or a recovery mission?
Search and rescue.
We're not going to what we call a rescue. If you got a disaster, you go in to do recovery of individuals and all that, but this is search and more.
Is the family at all interested in addressing the media or making a statement?
None whatsoever.
What about volunteers? You still have a good number coming out every day that
When we need them, today has been law enforcement for the most part again, but
We will,
won't.
if we do not find him, we will, I'm sure, be asking for volunteers later.
Now, a question we've been getting a lot on social media is about the psychic tips and the intuitives. Will y'all please address that tip, and if y'all search that?
Anything that's coming to us, what we have researched, that's a problem in itself, social media. Everybody believes everything on Facebook.
And psychics, you know, we're not a believer in lots of psychics. And lots of times they'll call and they'll give tips as if they really know something. But we've had psychics that call in and give things about the property. They saw it on Google Earth.
They knew where he's at, what it didn't tell us Thursday.
That's right. And so, you know, we're searching for somebody that's there, not somewhere in California.
Is there a difference between an endangered child alert and a missing child alert?
Yes.
One bring other resources, and we have an endangered child alert right now. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, this is endangered. I mean, it's a missing child, so we brought resources from all agencies that are out there. I mean, we've had an outpouring of all agencies. If they have something they think they have to offer us, they said bring it in. And that's what we've done, because it may be just what we need. You never know.
TBI suggested early on that they wanted people within a 5 or 6 mile radius to search campers, storage sheds, crawl spaces. Is that still something you want people to do?
And their cars. You know, we want that. That's just because you never know how far a person goes. You know, we'd hate to wake up in the morning and find out he made it 5 miles away, and he was recovered. So, you know,
Just trying to cover a base.
What kind of dogs are you guys using? Are you using search and rescue or cadaver dogs? That's another
We've got
question.
all types of dogs.
Search and rescue and
Search and
cadaver?
cadaver.
we're using every type of dog out there. There's other types of dogs that have special training, and so we've used those too.
And several of them cross-trained.
How far away have teams come in to help to assist from other states?
They've been here from Georgia. They've been all over the state. Tennessee, North
Florida.
Mississippi, Florida, Georgia. There was some from Oklahoma, Arkansas. I can't tell you.
Do you have a count for the number of law enforcement officers who are assisting you all?
Not exactly. At this point, or since we began?
Since you began at this
No,
point?
we have everybody has to sign in, just like the volunteers have to sign in, and we don't keep a count, but
It's several hundred.
We have people
Several
asking
hundred.
now about the trail cams. Can you guys
we're
kind of
not
comment?
going about that. We're looking at all options.
Apart from the grandmother's statement, do you have any evidence that Noah went into the woods?
We're not going to talk about what we know, and I mean that's all if we start answering those questions, then social media is going to go wild, and you're going to have lots more rumors.
And playing it by ear as far as how long? I mean, search till dark, till...
We're going around the clock.
Are you optimistic that we'll get an update on his condition today?
We hope so, yes. We're very optimistic. We said faith.
Any other questions?
You're still optimistic that he is in the search area?
We're very optimistic that he's in the search area, yes.
Has anyone spoken with Noah's sister?
We've spoken with many, many people.
Including Noah's sister?
Including us.
Yes. Entire family.
How are they holding up? I mean, you can't tell us, I know they don't want to talk, I guess, under the circumstances.
Just the way you can imagine.
Can you say why you're optimistic that we'll get
Faith.
People are also asking if you've expanded the search area since yesterday.
We've expanded it every day. Since Thursday, we've expanded further back and wider. We've expanded it. We've expanded.
You sound frustrated, Sheriff.
Sir?
You sound frustrated.
I'm tired. It's not frustration. We're tired. We've been out. We was out 70 hours, Sheriff Mehr and myself, before we went on. We have a dedication to find Noah, and we have a faith and belief that we're going to find him. We're doing every possible thing human to find him.
What has TWRA said about wildlife in the area?
TWR